Yeah?
Soul Street.
Where is your branch? In London? Oh, what? You are everywhere.
Amazing belief that one God.
There is. Yes. I'm afraid the world is getting more turbulent, not less turbulent. I've been here 18 months. I was having my Hindi lesson this morning, so I should be practicing my Hindi. My teacher was trying to teach me how to say that I've been here for 18 months.
हिंदी बोलते हैं
मैं हिंदी में नहीं बोलता हूँ, लेकिन मैं भारत में 18 months से 18 महीने से
रहता हूँ.
Well, I also lived here a long time ago. I lived in Madhya Pradesh when I was much younger. When I was 18, I lived here for 1 year. So I know India a little bit from before. I was a teacher. I was a teacher in a school in Indore. Yes. Sometimes complicated, but an old relationship. Well, even now we have one of the contestants to be the leader. Our next prime minister is a Hindu. He went to Rishi Sunak. He went to a temple yesterday.
Yes. They say that
So you're better informed than me. I think that may be the case. I think that's true. I think
Indian people give better coverage than you.
But I'm not an elector in this election. This is just for the Conservative Party. But this is an auspicious day today. A very auspicious day. What should I understand to learn more about Lord
I
Krishna?
think what you can do is Bhagavad Gita. Learn the present you with then you have some principles of life. Majority of the people don't know what ethics with them. I think you have you will not come here. I think you don't want to reach you.
Yes. Well, I need to understand your country, sir. I have to understand better Hinduism. I need to understand better.
You are probably part of the external affairs.
I am.
Which country were you in? Which country?
I've been to Brazil and Portugal and
Probably
Spain.
Canada.
I speak Spanish and I speak Portuguese. And I've been to Belgium a few times as well. So I worked in the European Union. But do you know my country? Yeah. So you know it very well.
I studied in France.
All right. What were you studying? All right. So you speak French? Business management. And will you tell me a little bit about this temple?
This temple was inaugurated by the Prime Minister in 98. Basically, museum over there, like
दिखाते हैं इसके बाद
And were you the founder of the temple?
I was a leader of the group. I don't remember the Prabhupada. Beauty of the Bhagavad Gita has the original Sanskrit and the English translation.
Right.
And the word by word meaning.
Great.
This way you can practice it.
My sense. Thank you so much. Well, I was told before I came here, there's one thing I must do is to
one
study
photo.
the Bhagavad Gita.
एक फोटो खिंचा लेते हैं हाथ में यस
इनसे इन हिंदी में मैं आज से भगवत गीता पढ़ूंगा
मैं आज से भगवद गीता पढ़ूंगा.
थैंक यू
11 out of 10
थैंक यू यस
लेकिन मुश्किल है. It's a very complex word. Bhagavad Gita is kind of
Very simple.
nothing simple is always simple.
Basic elements are the Lord in control. Nothing to feel over that. Plain, the body and the soul. The soul and the eternal. And the Bible is
When to fight, when not to fight.
but as for fighting, it's not a modern day war. It's a fighting. Everybody was dying, but it was liberated.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I thank you for receiving me here.
We can take a little bit of
Liberated is
Your Excellency, we care to take a little bit of prasadam also.
What is
This is offered to the Lord. This is Tandai.
लिक्विड
Thank you very much. So, would you not have some yourself?
बड़े आवाज़ मत करो रुको ज़्यादा सुन लेंगे
Well, you've given me a lot to study.
Right is right. Every action is a reaction.
That certainly is. That I very, very deeply agree with. Yes. But how do you live as a good citizen in a turbulent time? I think that's very important. How do you follow a good path?
We need more people to educate people. That's what should be expanded. More education. And school and colleges. They give you every Monday. Sorry.
Too much. You had received too many visitors.
He just returned from the US last
All right.
afternoon.
Oh, I see.
After months.
see.
American, Canada.
Right. Well, flying is very bad for your throat.
And they have the 49 non-stop.
Right. You were working very hard.
No, this was a 14-hour non-stop flight.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Yes.
I took from Washington to
Yeah.
15 hours.
Yeah. It's very. Well, thank you. Well, thank you even more for receiving me then. Yes, your body clock must be in a different time zone altogether. But I completely agree. Education. I was lucky. I had a very good education. Good education from my parents.
I was educated there.
Winchester College and then Cambridge. I studied at Cambridge. So I had a good academic education, but I also had a good teaching education.
Cambridge is Oxford.
You know, they're very fine universities. I was very lucky to be there. They are. It's got more prestigious since I was there. It's a very good university. But I was well brought up by my family. Sorry? Oh, did you? Yeah.
We had one number. We saw a chair. I think I came.
Great. Well, it's a great place. But as I was saying, I think the real education I got was probably from my family. The principals. My father was the head teacher of a Christian school in the UK.
He wasn't having principles in life.
He does have principles in life, as does my mother. My mother's family were from the Presbyterian Church, the Christian Church of Scotland. Several of them were ministers, priests in the church. So they had good principles.
You had 5 numbers.
I was lucky. I was very lucky. And the older I get, the more I realise how lucky I was in my upbringing.
Who would be a high commissioner?
I was British ambassador to Brazil, and then I worked for our Prime Minister for a while in number 10 Downing Street. And I had to
How many times did that?
with our current Prime Minister, Mr. Johnson, Boris Johnson. Yeah, so I worked with
Part
him.
of the
I worked for him on foreign policy.
a good man.
He was very keen on India, so we did a lot of work on India. And then I got to come here, so I was very lucky. The only time in my life I've had that bit of luck to create the job in India. So it's very nice. But,
He was pretty good at
that's right. He was here.
it.
Yeah. He loves India. And I think whoever is his successor, I think, will be keen on India as well. Not just, I mean, also the human relationship between the UK and India is so strong, very deep. I mean, you have a lot of very talented people of Indian origin now in the UK. Politicians or business people, a lot of academics. That's right. That's right. Well, certainly Lakshmi Mittal has a very large house in that street, just opposite where the opposite number, the Indian High Commissioner lives. Mr. Agarwal, the man who owns Vedanta. Yeah, he lives in.
Anil Agarwal, yes.
Yeah, he lives in. I've been to his house.
Anil Agarwal, yes. हाई कमिश्नर
But it's not just the
Last time
elite.
phone
This is-
किए थे मैंने।
if you look at
पटना में
we
था,
publish
गया था।
results for
कैसा रहा सब?
educational achievement
That's
for
right.
exam results, and pupils of Indian origin do better than any other pupil in exams in the UK, with one exception: the Chinese. People of Indian origin, people of Chinese origin, and the best.
In America, competition
So it's a very so I think it's about economics, but it's also about the human relationship. What I would like to do is get more British people to come to India. Lots of Indian people go to the UK. I'd like to get more British people to come to India. So I think British people don't really understand India. I mean, I don't understand India. It's impossible to understand your country. It takes 7 lives at least to understand it. I'd like to get more young British people to come here and begin and study India and understand it better.
Thank you. Very, very, I hope you will be.
Well, I hope so too. Thank you very much. Yes, my wife and our son. He's 24. Yeah, बहुत बड़ा है.
बहुत बड़े हैं।
Big boy. He's living in here. He lives with us. He's just finishing university. He's just starting to. He writes scripts. He's a writer. He's very creative. Yep. Short films, long films. He just writes all the time. And he reviews scripts as well, other people's scripts. So they like him very much. Very much. We are all very happy here. Next time I'll bring them here. No, it's sure. Oh, I will. I don't have it here, but I will give it to your colleagues.
वो मंगा लेंगे एक माता जी है
मेरा phone लाने
I'll share the details. Sorry, details.
भेज
Thank you
दीजिए
so much.
परनुप्रिया बोल देते
What is most impressive, Your Excellency, is the fact that you said it like 7 lives.
It would take more than 7 lives to understand it. But if the Bhagavad Gita may help me a
So
little
the
bit.
fact that you acknowledge the fact of 7 lives in itself
Well,
is part of the message of the Gita.
to understand.
Yes, I know what it is. You know, I wanted to be a person. I was a medical.
Well, you've given me my task. Thank you, Guru. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Especially after flying back from Washington.
Yes.
I've only come from Rajaji Mark, you've come from Washington. But thank you so much, and I'm very honoured to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to India. Features and all
Great. Now to my studies. Thank you very much indeed, sir.
We wanted to invite you in.
I don't know a lot, but any time. Just that would be pleasure.
परनुप्रिया वो
You know what you have to make it all.
Yes, I do.
Actually,
I'm part of the media team. My name is Shakti. This is Lakshya.
The British High Commission.
very hard workers.
We were one there.
We have many people. It's the biggest overseas embassy we have in the world is in India. And we have people all over India as well.
ड्राइवर का फोन आ रहा है
So Chennai and Mumbai, obviously, Ahmedabad,
You
Chandigarh.
probably traveled to all these.
I do, but I'd like to travel more. I haven't been to Kerala yet.
Which is my
Some
state.
people say is
Mine also.
the centre of civilization of India. We have lots of Keralites who work in the High Commission, and they tell me that Kerala, the rest of India is just something else. Then you have to go to Kerala.
They claim God's own country.
Really? They do. They do.
High Krishna has read Mukundan's book also, Delhi
Oh.
Solitude,
Yeah,
recently.
yeah. Yeah, that was.
I'm also from Kerala, that's why I got
Yeah,
interested in this.
So I'm very curious to go there. But there's so much to see. One of the great things about India is that its culture is so deep and so old that you could spend 7 lives trying to begin to understand. But thank you.
You're making it attempt.
Yes, you have to try. And that's why I try to learn Hindi, why I try to read the Bhagavad Gita, try to read other books and about India. I used to be a history teacher, so I read some history, and I like reading novels, everything about India. Sorry, I taught in 17 years. But I always wanted to live in another country. After I lived here, this was the first country I lived in. Either when you arrive in India, you leave immediately, or you love it. It's a strong country, very intense country. So I love it. You'll see. You should ask them, Guruji. They'll tell you whether I have any principles in that since I'm the boss.
He genuinely is interested in India, its culture, and takes great pride. On yoga day also, I'll share the links with you.
Yeah, I do yoga every morning.
Yeah, he practices yoga. He's more
I don't think our Prime Minister practices yoga every morning, but yeah. Yeah. But I practiced yoga for years, for a long time. But it's very good yoga. It's a very important start to my day.
Prime Minister believes in somebody.
He does. Indian culture in the world. Well, yoga has a lot of followers in the UK. A lot. But so I must leave you. You give me more than your time you should. Thank you so much for this. Please don't. You can test me next time I see you. I'll see whether I've studied it properly. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I haven't bought anything to give you, but thank you so much for this. Please, no. So it's very nice to meet you. Thank you for giving me the time.
फोटो एक खड़े हो जाइए खड़े
Yes.
Then that is the most important thing.
They come in and have